Oh,
So I need a glass.
I'm gonna call this March 24th, 2023 Board of Equalization meeting to order. Roll call, Mr. Town.
Here?
And Ms. Thompson.
Here.
And I'm here. We have 5 on the agenda today. The first one is BOE number 17, the property of 10100 Southeast 74th Street. What's the feelings of the board?
I feel like that the assessor's valuation is in alignment with their formula and adjusted comps.
Okay. Ms. Thompson.
Well, I felt sorry for them. They say their house was not marketable.
Yeah.
They don't live in a neighborhood, right? They're on 2
Their house
acres.
was built in 1953.
It's a tough situation.
So what I did is I said there had to be an increase over 22 because everything just was, unless you were falling down. So the 231, I did a 3% add-on and came up with 247.5, which is still appreciably above where they were. They wanted 231, but I did 247.5.
Okay. I can go along with the 240 because I had the 231.5. I thought this house is in the flight pattern, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You can't really sell a house over there unless the planes aren't going when you bring a prospective buyer. So 247.5 was good with me. Do I have a motion?
I move that we set the value for BOE number 17 at $247,500.
I'm going to second it, and I can go along with that too.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second property on is BOE number 13. That's the property of 1416 Glenmore Court.
Okay.
What's the feeling of the board?
Well, I thought the assessor was trying to be nice and went from 476 down to 469. And this guy bought this property 6 months before the first of the year for 475 and wants 435, which I think is obnoxious. So I stuck with the original assessor's 476.
So did I.
I agree. In July they paid $475,000
Yes.
to ask for a $40,000 reduction. Yeah, I just felt it was out of line, so I'm in alignment with the assessor on this as well.
It's to me, the most important fact. When was it bought? How much did they pay?
Yes.
I actually bought it in 2020.
And he's getting the bargain at 476. That's only a 1,000 pop up from where it was almost half a year ago.
Yeah.
So okay. So I move that we set the value of BOE number 13 at $476,000.
And I'll second that.
476?
Yes.
Okay. I did, and I'm fine with that.
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next one, BOE 12. 12304 Abbey Lane, and that's in the Eastwood Edition, Midwest City.
Is that the one with the crazy homeowners association?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I accepted the assessor's value at. The assessor offered them 338 and they wouldn't take it.
I know.
So I'm back to 354.
Oh, okay. What say you, Mr.
Well,
Sam?
That is a little bit of a sticky wicket when I guess when the assessor offers that amount, that's a value that they would set it at if they were recommending it, correct?
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to go with that at that point.
I agree.
So I think 338,972 is what I would That would be the offer.
I think it's more than fair.
Sometimes we have to protect people against themselves,
Yes.
from themselves.
Do we have a
One
motion, Mr. Town?
Yes, I would move BOE number 12, valuation be set at $338,972.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to BOE number 43. Wait a minute.
Yes.
We had an agreement on
Yes.
that. We already took care of that one. BOE number 19.
Gidry, but did you have this on, Gary, sorry.
Yes.
Did you have this on the, is it on the docket today?
Is that Thomas Mazzal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Since you already voted
did
on
that.
that,
Okay,
it's off the
that's fine.
docket.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
that
that's
was
already
just-
been settled.
That
Okay.
was just in my notes, and then I
Okay.
noticed that
Yep.
we've already taken care of it. Okay. BOE number 19, 200 South Oklahoma, apartment 305. What say the board?
Well, these are difficult for me. Anything that's an owned apartment or a condominium type. I think in my notes I have that the assessor is lowered this below the median value of comps. I think that's always a strong point when they do that, and then they have an assessed valuation. Looking at everything that's time adjusted and everything, I saw no fault in the adjustments. I am very comfortable with the assessor's valuation of $544,940.
Ms. Thompson?
What'd you do?
Oh, I'm with the assessor. on
Okay,
this one.
I have no objection. So I move that we set BOE number 19's value at $544,940.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was 544,940.
Yes.
Okay. Last one we have on the docket is BOE number 20, which is 6220 Northwest 163rd Place in Edmond. What say the board?
I accepted the assessor's valuation of $484,000. I think the only argument the lady really had was that she was the smallest house on the street, and she didn't really bring in any evidence to substantiate the 430. It was a 2020 sale, so she's allowing for no increase in her value in 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Which have been historically maybe the three highest in decades.
that's correct.
Yeah. It's a hard argument when you got over 2,400 square feet and you're telling me you got the smallest one on the block without any evidence. But anyway,
Well, and I think she really didn't take into account the adjustments. She may not have understood how that works.
Right.
But someone always told me you want to have the smallest house in the neighborhood.
Yes.
yeah. Okay, do I have a motion?
I move that we set the valuation of BOE number 20 at $484,000.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we're on for next week for Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Correct, yeah. So on the 27th, we will have 3. On the 30th, which is that Thursday, we will have 3. And then we'll meet on Friday to decide. There will be 6 on that day. We did have a matter we wanted to bring up to you. I touched on it a little bit earlier this week, but we had a guy that has passed his deadline, but he claimed that the assessor had kind of held him up. We have some more information on that, Steve, if you want.
So, the guy said he filed a 976. Evidently, he didn't. We researched it, and he filled out. We sent him a notice of decision, right? And that notice of decision is called the 975. Well, he sent that back to us, thinking he was filing with the board, and that's this. And he did send this on time. He just said on the explanation, it says, I paid $80,000 for this house on December 29, 2022. Historically, the market value has only increased $0 to $2,000 per year. Why did the taxable market increase? This is unacceptable, please review. So this is meant for you guys, and he did fill it out on time. However, he sent it to the wrong place and it's the wrong form.
Where'd you
So-
send it?
Back
He
to
sent it to
them.
our office. Yeah.
Yep. I never received any contact from him, no call, no email, until Steve, you had emailed me saying, hey, this guy's talking to us. Has he talked to you? He had not talked to me
Yeah.
prior to that point. So I reached out to him, but by that point he was already past his deadline. So
Okay, so you don't have a timely file?
no. And I reviewed the statutes this morning actually for a different matter that I already kind of talked with you about. And they say that within 15 days you have to submit the legally prescribed form. So this isn't the legally prescribed form, but it looks like you kind of thought it was, but we're gonna leave that to you.
Now,
So,
is the issue that the form is incorrect or where he sent it is incorrect?
technically both.
Oh, both.
Does the 976 tell you where to send it and everything like that?
I was gonna say I don't
I've seen
have a
one,
copy
but
here.
I haven't studied
The form, the back of the decision letter. I was gonna say, what does that say?
Yeah. This is the 975 that we sent him.
Right.
And it has instructions on the back where to send it.
Okay.
Or receipt of an appeal by the assessor on the form prescribed. Board of Equalization should fix the date. Well, county assessor does this, and then he requests, and if he can't, he does this. And then the decision shall clearly be marked. They file an appeal with the Board of Equalization with a form by the Oklahoma Tax Commission. It tells him the Board of Equalization.
Which, me being the secretary for the Board of Equalization would effectively be me, but he sent it to the assessor. And it wasn't the form prescribed by the Oklahoma Tax Commission, which is the 976.
Yeah, now ordinarily, that's a jurisdictional question, and in my view, we don't have jurisdiction. If we want to set it for them to come in and make an argument of why they did what they did, if they can show that their failure to timely file was not their fault, not that they were stupid, it's just, it's just not their fault. Because the great majority of people don't have any problem with this, but there may be some mitigating factors. I don't know. So if we want to set it for them to come in and argue their reason for
What do you all
Failure to
say to them?
file that.
In your letter, you don't talk to them after your decision? Your decision comes with a letter?
Well, we usually, when we make our decision whether we're going to adjust or deny them, we still call them and let them know, and then we let them know, even though there are instructions at the bottom of the notice of decision or on the back of it, we still let them know if they have to go forward or take it further. We let them know they have 15 days or 15 calendar days to contact the BOE to get it scheduled. We always do that. And we will give them the number to the BOE just in case they want to talk beforehand. I know you could probably gotten calls like that.
Oh, yeah.
So-
but we did not receive a call from this guy or an email.
So he thought he was sending it in within the time limit, but it was to the wrong form and to the wrong department.
I don't have a problem that it's the wrong form. That one really kind of doesn't bother me. But, and a lot of times people, and I look at the print, won't turn a form over and read the back of it. But they're being told. That's why I said, what do you say to them? So if you tell them your next stop is here, it's like, why did you not turn the thing over? I mean, and it's clearly, I think that's what happened. He didn't turn it over. And I don't know what he heard when he got told where he was going next, if he thought, okay, I'm gonna send it to them and then they'll meet me there.
So
Because he clearly didn't turn it over.
our remedy is either to let it go forward and have a hearing on it as the property, or to have a hearing on it as to whether we could actually hear it at all, or we could just say, you know, we just follow the strict statute right now. He's beyond the point, wrong form, wrong department, has to wait till next year.
Yeah.
Those are the three options.
Yeah, well, it's a jurisdictional question, and the only way you can overcome that is if they can show that their failure to file this in a timely manner was something that had stopped them from doing it.
So we would have to allow him to have a hearing on that matter before us then.
I believe that's
Okay.
our best choice, you know, because we don't know where this may wind up. I just feel like, in fairness, we need to find out.
Sure.
Why did you not file this in the proper place, in the proper time? And they have to, the onus is on them to show that something outside of themselves stopped them from doing it. In other words, you know, if the assessor had told them, well, you can't do that, or whatever, which, you know, I can't imagine they're gonna do. Or if they had filed it in a timely manner and the assessor lost it or whatever.
Sure.
It has to be some fault outside of themselves, you know, and that I couldn't figure this out after being told what to do with it. And that's not something that can overcome a jurisdictional
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
Do you wanna set him Thursday?
I
Or have you already
was gonna
posted
say,
the notice?
I've already posted the
That's
agenda.
fine, that's fine.
I could amend,
No,
but
no,
I was gonna
no,
say
no,
might
no.
want to give more
No.
time.
Now we're good on an upcoming.
Okay. Well, I will reach out to him. I'll let him know that if he just wants to prepare for that, and then if y'all decide that, you know, it wasn't his fault, then he can be prepared to make his argument about his property.
So, well, he could kindly fill out, you know, having found that it wasn't his fault, we need to have the form,
Okay. Yeah.
proper form filled out.
Mhm.
You need to fill that.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, anything else from the board?
Sir.
Assessors,
Okay, I moved that,
peanut gallery?
I moved that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.